Hello everyone, and how you doing? It's another edition of Ask the Pro. It's back to me, once more, and I'm happy to be in your midst. So I'll be taking questions, relating from everything about real estate, sales, psychology, and behavior. So I'm ready. When you're ready, let's go.
So the first question here says, what is your go-to deal closing technique?
My go-to deal closing technique is okay. I have what they call the TUC method. The TUC method the T stands for trust, the U stands for urgency, and the C stands for conviction. Like I always say, all buying decisions, all investment decisions, for someone to actually give you money, it means that the person has felt comfortable with you to a certain level. It means that person trusts you. So if that person doesn't trust you and the offer that you're bringing to the table, if that person doesn't see sense and how will I call it now? If that person doesn't see sense in what you're saying, and if it doesn't make sense of that offer, that person and the client is not really going to close that deal with you. So urgency, you don't want to, after gaining the trust, you don't want to sound as though the client has all the time in the world, because the thing is, whether we like it or not, deals will change. The price of yesterday will not be the price for today for some reasons unbeknownst to market forces, and that is how it works. All right, so you want to also create urgency. You want to also close them in as soon as possible. Let them know that okay, this offer is only open for a certain period of time, and after this, either the prices will go up or this offer will be out of the market. And if the client decides that this offer is too good for me to lose, and they will actually close in on that. Then the last is conviction. Conviction. After you use the urgency, you want to let them know that they are in for the best deal of their life and they're not going to regret making this buying decision. And that's how it works, because whoever is going to give you money or invest into whatever you have to offer, be it real estate or be it other forms of sales, they have to have this spirit of conviction coming from you, the salesman, that come, this investment or this decision you just took is going to change your life. And once there's that conviction, everything is good.
So the next question here says, what do you think is the best way to acquire new clients?
The best way to acquire new clients is to go out and fish for them. That's all I'll say. Okay, so let me explain to you what I mean. So as a salesman, you are constantly in the business of looking for what we call leads. And leads are people who interact with your business or your offer, be it as maybe a like or an inquiry or a follow through, or they give you their emails, depending on where you have your offers placed. All right. So a salesman is always in the look for leads. So what worked for me in the beginning of my career and still works till now is that I utilized the power of my church. The church is a powerful community, especially if you are a person of service and people get to know you. All right, it's always easy for you to pitch, or if you are affiliated to organizations and societies within your church who make it possible for you to be seen. I mean, it's one of the best ways because everybody there knows you, they like you, and to some extent maybe they trust you. But in my case, KLT was working for me, and so I've been using that for a very long time. Most of the sales that I still have come from people who I know from way back. All right, relationships I've nurtured. The second way is I've utilized my social media space on Facebook. I drop good content. I leave good content, that nurture the minds of, not everyone will buy from you, but at least somebody gets to know that you are an authority in this space. Okay. And when it comes to that time to buy, they come to you. So I would say do what works for you. If writing on blogs or publishing a blog post is what works for you, then go ahead and do it. If running social media adverts, YouTube, Facebook, Google ads work for you, then go ahead and do it. If lead magnets work for you, making an offer and getting people's emails, go ahead and do it. Just test what works for you. Don't do what works for every other person, because you are not in the same capacity and the same wavelength. Understand what makes you you. Understand how you get your own people. Understand what works for you, and that is how to do it.
What strategies can I use to make my content more unique than that of other brands?
All right, so the strategies for content. So you have to understand that content is in different forms, written blog posts or videos, what they call vlogging. All right, so what works for you? Where is your natural element? For me, it is videos. I do it seamlessly. I do it, with ease, and it works for me. Quite a lot of people get to see my reels. A lot of people get to see my videos, and I'm like, oh, guy, we see what you're doing, and you like it. So I write too, but I noticed that being on the screen actually helps me because there I get to share my views, my opinions, and I sound like the authority. That's number one. Number two is, whom do you follow? Who are your mentors online? Who is doing better than you in that space? You have to study the person and follow the person. All right, you have to know what the person is doing. How does this person deliver? How does this person make offers? How does this person catch my attention? All right, so those are the things you want to do, because when you're doing content and you want it to be better than other people's own, you have to put in the work. You have to research, you have to do development, and you have to come up with daily ideas on how to do. You have to be spontaneous when it comes to your content. So I think the third one is consistency. You cannot just start it today and be tired of it tomorrow. People are working day and night to bring out content that will shock the world, and so you cannot stop. You have to be consistent. I think if you put these three factors together, in a year, in 6 months, you will know the difference.
So the final question here says, how can I convince a skeptical client to trust my advice?
All right, so when you want to convince a client that is skeptical to trust your advice, skepticism comes in different forms. It may mean that the client loves the offer, but at one point noise has interacted with the client, and so he's confused. Noise can be in form of advice from friends, family, relatives, and associates. It happens. Another one can be that for some reasons he just feels, I'm not sure I'm making the right decision. All right, so it happens. So let me give you a brief story. It happened with my client some few weeks back. It was time to make the buy decision. He loved the land, he loved everything, he was happy, he was ecstatic. And all right, so let's close this. And he started telling me things like the mom wasn't cool with him actually coming down to look at the land without informing her. And so it took me off balance. And I like, okay, I listened, number one. And when he shared everything, I said, so if your mom checks this land now and sees it, will it override your decision on what you saw? So what you are trying to say now is that what you saw isn't good enough, but your mom has a super eye to see it, and she has the right to tell you what is good enough for your investment. And he was like, no. I said, okay. Will your mom be involved with maybe giving you some of the money to make this investment? Is that why you want to involve her? He said, no. I said, all right. So do you like what you see? Were you okay? Or you're just giving me a fake picture on that day? He was like, I love what I saw. It was perfect. I'm comfortable with the company. And so where is the problem coming from now? He said, that most times in real estate that, when you buy, the company may fold up and they may not, give you the right paper. So I said, all right. So when you go to a car slot to buy a car and you sign the necessary papers and everything and you drive that car out, I say, even if some days you hear later that that car slot has folded down, would they call you back and say, bring your car back? He said, no. I said, why is that? He said, because we have exchanged the right papers. It's not legal. We have signed it. I said, you have answered the question. You have answered it. All right. So when you buy, what you don't know is that you pay for a deed of assignment, and that deed of assignment transfers the legal right of the ownership of that land from the company to you. So whatever happens tomorrow, all right, you actually have rights to that land because it is legally binding. And after I doused that fear, he went ahead and he paid for the property. So I would say if your client is skeptical, it means they need more information, or what they have heard is not clear enough. So this is not the time to panic as a realtor, as a salesman. This is the time to now ask the right questions. When you ask the client the right questions, he will give you his angle of fear or a angle of fear. And when you answer it correctly from your area of expertise and knowledge, you get the deal. All right, there you have it. It's my time on Ask the Pro, and I will be in your screens sometime. I don't know when, but very soon, I guess. And it's always a pleasure to sit here and answer all real estate questions and sales questions. So till I come your way next time, keep living the life and keep investing in real estate, and always buy from Buy Lucky Now. Bye bye.